Well, good evening and welcome in. Good evening and welcome in once again, National Soccer League fans, for the second of our two wildcard streams here tonight on this Friday evening. We have got two games to bring you today. Really excited to see how these ones play out as the final spots in the divisional round next week are up for grabs between these two 4 and 5 seeds battling it out. Let's get a little preview of both these teams. First up, the Olympians versus the Stealth. Let's take a look at some of the key players for the home side. Now again, the Olympians were defeated 2-0 at the hands of the Stealth earlier in the season at home, so looking to exact revenge here in front of the home crowd. Here are their players. It's Carlinhos in the goal, it's Luna Gutierrez in midfield, and the well-known Neema up top for this team, trying to carry the weight. Oh, Neema. Morgan, what would you say are the advantages for the Olympians coming into this game?
Well, I mean, it's plain and simple. They have that home field advantage, that a lot of teams vie after in these important games.
Yeah, well said. And, I hate to say it this way, but unfortunately not a whole lot else to talk about in a positive sense for the Olympians. They do come into this playoff postseason as the lowest qualifying seed. Again, they were 15th in the regular season finish, only getting into this point because of the lack of competition in their division. In fact, the Silverbacks and Canuckers both having really bad seasons, so it was almost a shoo-in from the beginning for the Olympians, but that does not mean they're going to have it easy here. And statistically, the worst team in the playoffs as well. Only 43 goals and 62 goals conceded. That is by far the worst in both categories. So it's going to be a tough ask for them here, especially against a team like the Stealth. Here are their key players. Ibai Vateri, the rookie sensation, picked to win Rookie of the Year award. Emmanuel Cairo, a man reborn on this right wing in the Stealth offense. And Hector Hernandez, the ever-present, ever-large looming worm forward for the Stealth. And the thing about the Stealth team is they're just scoring for fun at the moment. Joint top scorers in the league with 74 goals. That is an absolutely outstanding record, averaging almost 3 goals a game, which is mind-blowing over the course of a 25-game season. But Morgan, what can you say about, what might be a problem for the Stealth here? What traps could they run into at the hands of the Olympians on the road here?
I mean, with all that strength, they also have a little bit of shakiness. As we saw, they had their worst run of form, 4 losses and a scrappy 3-2 win over B Squad Scouts.
Yeah, well said. The wins have not come easy for them, so they could be potentially set up for a trap game here, but maybe the bye week and a little bit of time in between will give them the rest and rejuvenation they need to attack these playoffs head on. Well, enough talk from us here. Let's find out what's going to happen out on the pitch today. Matches aren't played on paper. We'll see you guys back at the halftime segment. And for now, we turn it over to our folks in the booth over at LSCM Field in Athens, Georgia. Back in 45. Well, good evening, National Soccer League fans, and welcome back to our second straight day of wildcard action in the National Soccer League playoffs. The Olympians and the Stealth in the first of 2 4 versus 5 seed games here today on show for you in the wildcard round. Players taking the field now out here in Athens, Georgia. LSCM Field is rocking and rolling. The Olympians are ready to host their first playoff game of the season. Teams ended the season well. Olympians were in the playoffs last year. The Stealth missed out, actually, so their return to the playoffs here today has the number 5 seed on the road. Here is the lineup for the Olympians, starting 11 on the screen for you now. No changes, no surprises at all. Full strength starting 11. Again, this is a team, though, that despite being the number 4 seed is
the lowest qualifying team in terms of points with just 28 on the season. They actually are the only team or one of 2 teams in the playoffs with a losing record. They were 11-14 on the year, finishing in 15th place, but above their 2 NFC South counterparts. That has been their route into the playoffs the past 2 seasons. Can they get a win here, though, in front of the home crowd? They could not last year. The Stealth weren't even in the playoffs last year. Here's their starting lineup. The good news for them, Emmanuel Cairo returns to the starting 11 after missing the last 2 games with injury. Hopefully some time off, giving him a little break to get back into his groove. He started the season with 10 goals in 10 games and then cooled off dramatically with only 3 in the 15 that followed. So looking to get back to goal-scoring ways. The Stealth, conversely, are the highest scoring offense in the entire league, not just in the playoffs. 74 goals scored in the regular season. Tied with the Green Galaxy for that honor. Olympians are the lowest scoring team in the playoffs with just 43 goals and 62 conceded. So, despite the home field advantage, the numbers favor the Stealth, but they are on their worst run of form of the year with 4 straight losses and a regular season finale win against the backup squad of the Scouts, where they almost lost that game as well. Hard to call which way this one's going to go. Here's Pietro Emelo. The Olympians have got us started here with a fine move from Emelo. Nima providing the return ball. Mesquites cuts it away. Olympians in sky blue as they often are. And Stealth wearing the away yellow kits. We saw the Terminators, the NFC South counterparts of the Stealth, in their away yellow kits to drastic success last night. 3-0 romp. So far, the 2 higher seeds, or lower technically, lower seeding, the 6 seeds have won their game. So 2 out of 2 for upsets in the playoffs so far. Can the 5 seeds follow suit of the 6 seeds and win their away games as well? Here's Nima trying to get the home side in front. Konecevich. Nice ball to Emelo. Pietro Emelo! Good save from Poppy at point blank. Did well to get his body in front of that. Oh, Eric Baez had it picked off him, but Hernandez adjudged to have used an elbow to control that ball. That was a lucky break. An otherwise promising counter for the Stealth. There he is. You saw him there. Hecke Hernandez, the danger man. 3rd in the league with goals scored, tied with Isaac Powers at 25. Has been in impeccable form this season. A goal in every game on average that he's played in. Chavez wins it back for the Stealth. Here comes Gonzalo. Striding all the way from midfield. He's still going here. PT did well, the hero, to get the Olympians into the playoffs with a dramatic late golden goal from range at this end you're seeing now. Can they continue the magical run here? PT on the ball again with Konecevich. Switches the field to Helguera. It goes towards Nima. Space in behind. Quick turn, but gave it away to Ulysses. Bit of a slow start for Nima. Strong season for him, though. 11 goals and 7 assists on the year. Will his year continue? Here's the rookie of the season frontrunner, Ibai Viteri. 5 goals and 11 assists for him. It's a nice ball for Hernandez. Cuts it back. Ibai to Hernandez. Emmanuel Cairo's offside, and Carlinos made the save anyway. Good play from the Stealth, though. Surprised we didn't see Hernandez rip that shot first time, maybe. Form he's in. It was a lovely thread from Viteri to pick him out. Instead it is the Olympians' ball. Here are the Stealth again. Emmanuel Cairo on the ball again. They get to the byline and wins a corner off Helguera. First of the match for either team. Stealth traveling fans from New Mexico. Happy with what they're seeing so far. Rolling hills of Normaltown in Athens behind you. In the southeast. Stealth visiting from the southwest. Here is Ibai Viteri. Can they find Hecke Hernandez? They found him twice on a corner kick last week. Instead, it's Cairo! Hooked away by Helguera. Eric Bea one further. Here is Ulysses, though. Stealth have it again in the Olympians' territory. Cairo. Cut back for Enrique. Hernandez! What a save from Carlinos! Troye! Eric Bea away. Somehow the Olympians survive. They've got it again here, though, the Stealth with Troye. PT pinched it back well. Konecevich off his feet. Gonzalo could be in trouble. It's a run! Oh, dear! And I think it's the right call. Eric Bea having a personal reconciliation there because it was an awful challenge. Two-footed from behind. The ball was nowhere near. Gonzalo lost the plot here. Having one of his best seasons ever. 20 goal involvement. He's off. The plot thickens here. The stealth knocking on the door, pressing high up the field. Down to 10 men now. Oh, Nemanja, clever little seal movement there. Cruikshank. Broda. Nima. Olympians trying to press the advantage now with the numbers. Nemanja spacing behind for Gutierrez. Back to it, Sekiel. Nemanja going to drive it! And just wide it goes from the captain from range. Well, he's not known for his shooting. The technique's not the cleanest. Has kind of a wild slice at it. I think Poppy's got it covered. But it's not a bad hit from the captain. You've got to have that shot. Well, this has been an interesting start. Both of the previous games from yesterday had quick goals. This one, no goals, but lots of chances, a red card. Entertaining stuff so far. Nemanja, another bit of a skill dribble there, but this time he gave it away. Caero. Enrique to him. Hernandez on the overlap. Enrique. P.T. Fernandez in the way again, having quite an end of the season. Gutierrez, touch was heavy. Can he get to this ball ahead of De Mesquites? Not quite. Well defended by the Spanish fullback. Here's Enrique. Hernandez. Turning back inside. Runners ahead of him. Chavez. Enrique! What a save from Carlinhos. Having one of his best seasons, the former stealth goalkeeper against his old club makes a big save here. Good rip from Enrique at his top corner bound. With the length and full stretch of Carlinhos does well to keep it out. The last time these two met, all the way back in week 8, it was a 2-0 win in this same field for the Stealth. They're down to 10 men, though, and it's 0-0 so far. I feel like the result may be different today. Here is Caero. Ulysses. Ibai Viteri surveying his options. Found Caero. Weaving run ahead of him. Long to Hernandez. Going to be able to keep this ball in. Chops it back for Enrique. Troye. Enrique to Ibai Viteri. The rookie in behind, going for the chip and got it all wrong. He had the right intention there with the chip, but then he realized he was up against Carlinhos, the 6'9" goalkeeper, and maybe changed his mind halfway through the attempt, and it showed. Bea trying to clear the line, sends it long. Troye on the ball here. Does pinch in as an attacker at times, can push up in the midfield, 4 goals and 4 assists on the season for Kevon Harry Troye. Hernandez to Caero. Now here is Troye, as we mentioned, getting forward. Flips it in for Hernandez. Helguera away. Bea does one better again. Still with the Stealth here, attacking as if they're not even down to 10 men. Enrique to Ibai Viteri. Caero. Enrique might have a shot here. Good feed inside. Troye. Back to Ibai Viteri. What a pass! What a save! Carlinhos denies Hernandez inside the 6-yard box. Carlinhos has been excellent all season long and continuing that run of form today. Extra motivation against his old club, of course. A couple of big saves in this one. Another corner for the Stealth, who are still pressing forward despite the red card. Ibai Viteri to take this corner. Once again, Hernandez lurking around the 6-yard box. The obvious target here. It's in towards him. It's Hernandez! It's in again! The Olympians don't learn from the Scouts, who twice conceded from that exact situation. Ibai Viteri, the rookie, to Hernandez, the Grizzly veteran, who makes it 1-0. Brilliant run to the near post and flicked into the top corner. Throwing his body on the line, Carlinhos can do nothing. That is their bread and butter from the corner. Hernandez advancing on the 6-yard box. What a header. It happened so fast. And we do have the game's opening goal, an upset brewing again for the 3rd straight playoff game. The visitors take the lead. Olympians are down 1-0 despite being ahead 11 to 10 men. Trying to get back quickly, and that ball is way overcooked. Poppy able to claim it easily. Up to Chavez, trying to start the counter. Stealth have played admirably despite being down a man. Continued their pressure, and it has paid off. Now they can play a little bit more relaxed. Up a goal with 10 minutes to play in the first half. But taking their chance to get forward here, and they might as well. Here's Hernandez. Cayero trying to weave his way inside. Broda defended it well. Inside to Luna Gutierrez. Cruikshank out wide. Back to Gutierrez. Nima. Knetsevic. They find a ball through the line here to Nima. It's back for Saeed in the way. Knetsevic was advancing. Good defending from the stealth there. Just cut out the counter. Olympians trying to turn it up here in the final 5 minutes. Cruikshank gave it away. Cayero. Space in the middle for the stealth, and they're taking it. Here comes Chavez. Inside it goes. Nice tackle from Eric Mbea. Getting the way at the right time. Melo. Piti. Knetsevic turns on the halfway line. Nima, nice ball around the back for Emelo. This could be a chance here. Emelo cutting it back for Knetsevic. Cruikshank! Oh, what a finish! The Olympians draw level. It's the forgotten man, Cruikshank, once again. Inch perfect finish. LSCM Field in ecstasy once again. Well, what a clever cutback from the winger here, Emelo. Knetsevic does so well too. Gets it off his foot first time at the weight of the pass. The touch is perfect. And Cruikshank just has a swing. Nests itself into the top corner. What a moment. It's been a embattled, embroiled season for him. But he's come up with a massive goal here in the playoffs to get his side on level terms. Well, do not take your attention away from this one. Exciting stuff in the opening 45 here from Athens. Stealth have dominated most of the half, but the Olympians get a goal back before the break to level things up again. They are up a man as well. Stealth with the early red card to Gonzalo in minute 17. Still going to be a factor as this game wears on. Tired legs in the lot. Stealth might get one last chance here before the break, though. On the attack again with De Mesquites. Skips away from Mbea. Hacked down, but will play through the advantage. Going to be a yellow card at the end of this move for sure. Here's Enrique. Nice ball to Chavez. Ibai Viteri. Good turn, but Knetsevic met him in battle and won it. Chance for the Olympians on the break now. Knetsevic leading the charge. Here he goes. Inside to Nima. Gutierrez. Cruikshank's advancing on the far side again. Here he is. Broda. Trying to get round Troye. Nice move from Broda. Into Cruikshank. Can he cut it back here to Knetsevic? Headers on target. What a save from Poppy. Olympians nearly score with the last touch of the half. Poppy with a big save in the net. Not known for his heading ability, the diminutive Croatian, but it's a fine attempt. Required an excellent save from Poppy. He did just that. Referee will let this corner kick play out. Eric Mbea, the target. Long it goes towards Cruikshank instead. Hernandez away. Such a threat in the air, and that's likely going to do it for our first half of action here in Athens. It's 1-1 here between the 4 and 5 seed, evenly matched as we would hope in the wildcard round of playoffs in the National Soccer League. Irving Cruikshank with the late goal to level it up after the Hernandez header. We'll be back with the second 45 after a quick segment from our studio. Until then, bye-bye for now. Go.
Welcome back, National Soccer League fans. An excellent opening 45 minutes here in Athens. The host drawing level right on the stroke of halftime. It's 1-1 at the break. Olympians, really great way to end the half. Again, out of form player Irving Cruikshank gets a massive goal, gets the home crowd into it, back on their feet. But we can't overlook the rest of the performance of that first half, which simply wasn't up to scratch. Luna Gutierrez, Nima, Knecevich, the star players, they need to show up here in this game, and they're going to have to play better if they want to stay in it. Morgan, what would you say with the Stealth? What do they need to do to keep getting things in control of their favor, get back into the lead in this game?
I mean, they just got to keep doing what they're doing, keep creating chances, keep the pressure on, and hope that the Olympians crack.
We'll have to see what happens in the second 45. Keeping it brief as we always do. Back at full time. We'll see you then, guys. Back over to the booth.
Welcome back, National Soccer League fans, joining back from the studio or joining in for the first time. It's 1-1 here after the break. Hector Hernandez on the ball with another goal off of a header. 2 of those last week, 1 of them here today, but the Olympians cancel it out with a late goal from Irving Cruikshank on the wing with a fine finish. Stealth down to 10-man. As Gonzalo was sent off early in the first half. Have to see how this plays out in the remaining 45. Olympians win it back. Defensively, well done. Here's Gutierrez. Nima. These two combining nicely. Out wide it goes to Broda. Made a good run into space. Couple to aim at in the middle. Can you pick out a cross to Cruikshank? Nice ball. Cruikshank trying to cut it back on Troye. On the way. And got it back again. Won by the Faroese defender. Enrique. Hernandez. Moving it forward for Chavez. Nice ball. Can he get it past Eric Abea? He has. Out wide it goes to De Mesquites. Hernandez on the top of the box. Ibai Viteri back to him. Ricky in an advanced position here. Nice ball to Cairo. In behind. And Broda gets in the way. Surprised Cairo didn't take that shot on himself. Cruikshank driving at the back flank now. Nemanja to Gutierrez with Cruikshank. Nemanja's ball was a poor one, and Enrique intercepts it, cuts out the counter, and turns it back to the Stealth, going forward. Hernandez on the defender, inside to Ibai Viteri. Good touch into space. Enrique, Chavez. Ibai going to try it! Carlinhos lost it for a moment, but then fell on it. Did well in the end. Sends it forward towards Gutierrez. Lovely control from Enrique in the middle of the park. Back with the Stealth. Chavez, one to beat, but Eric Mbea was not going to be beat there. One of the best one-on-one defenders in the league. Gutierrez. Runners ahead of him looking for Nima. That's a nice pass. It's Nima in behind here. Trying to cut it back. Ulysses defended it excellently. That is top-class defending from a top-class defender there. Captain doing captain's work. Enrique. De Mesquites. Hernandez inside. Can he find the ball through the middle? Oh, that's a nice pass. Chavez! Oh, Carlinhos with a howler! Luis fuming at his defenders. For a goalkeeper that's had the season he has, that is a massive error. A little bit of projection going on there maybe because this is a save he simply has to make. It's a tame effort from Chavez at best, and it goes right through his hands. Oh dear, this angle will be telling. Oh, it's an absolute calamity from Carlinhos, who's had such a good season. That is the life. That is the nature of the goalkeeping position. You can play well 25 games and one mistake and it's all forgotten in an instant. And the lead is also forgotten in an instant. The Stealth have the lead again here. Gutierrez is having a struggler out there, and now he's completely frozen in awe of what's just happened. He still isn't moving. Maybe his shoe's stuck in the ground. I'm really not sure. There he is. He snapped out of his trance. On the ball again here to Nima. Cuts it back for Knecevich. Nice ball. Cruikshank trying to inspire his side again. Knecevich is in space here on the edge of the box. They get a cutback for Gutierrez. Nemanja. Emilio, good save from Poppy. Olympians looking to draw level, but Poppy in the way again. Pietro Emilio has quietly become one of this club's best players this season. It's a fine stop from Poppy. Did well to get down low to it so quickly. Might have a couple changes coming up now for these teams. Indeed, we do. Mamir is on for Enrique, shifting it up in the midfield. No surprises there. No changes yet for the Olympians. Still trailing by a goal with just over half an hour to play. Could the NFC South have 3 teams make it to the conference round? the divisional round, pardon me. Pioneers and Terminators already in. Stealth looking to join them. Here is Nima. Crookshank. Back to Nima! Oh, he's rode it straight to Poppy! A huge let-off. And he's giving it away again. Not been a good game for Nima and Gutierrez today. They have been sloppy. And that was a chance he simply had to take. Much like the one Carlino simply had to save moments ago, the Olympians are letting this game get away from them suddenly. Looks like we might have another away team upset brewing, and now the attack is on, but Hernandez's pass overcooked. It'll be an Olympians goal kick here. Time is running out. They've equalized once late in the first half. Can they do it in the second? Stealth have performed really well. Down 10 men, have to say. Another change coming up now here. Argueta coming on for Nemanjic. First change of the day, taking off the captain for a more attack-minded midfielder. Has had some moments of glory. Argueta off the bench this season. 2 goals, one of which was a golden goal. On to him, nice touch with his first involvement of the game. Can Gutierrez get it going here? Melo back to his feet. Konecevich on the ball. Inside to Argueta. Looking for Nima. Nima! Argueta off the bench! What a save from Poppy! Denying the would-be heroics from the rookie. Well, great work, great link-up play from Argueta and Nima. They do so well, and the shot's a good one. But Poppy just reads it. It's an excellent save. PT to take the corner. Nemanjic not on the field, though. Not a lot of height to aim at in the box. Fernandez to swing something in now towards Melo. Sahid away. Helguera chasing it down. Oh, and he's had a real mistake there. Ulysses now can carry away the center back in a pocket of space here. Give it away, though. Melo past his man. De Mesquite's got left in the dust. Here goes Pietro Melo. Couple in the middle to try and pick out. Goes for Konecevich. Looked up for another corner. Substitution maybe first, though. Happening all in front of the Stealth fans, trying to keep their cool. Look at this save. I'm not going to get to see it there. That's too bad. Chantalou is on for Hector Hernandez. Good goal for him, bringing on a new attacker to try and shift things up. Chantalou a little bit quicker in behind at pace. Looking to play more on the counter now with that. Swinging towards Melo again. Bamamir heads it straight up into the air. Nima, PT, trying to drill it in. Sahid away. Nobody moving for the Olympians there. Gutierrez. Puts it back. Nima. PT. Argueta got the pass wrong and gave it away. Time is running out. The Olympians trail by a goal. It's 2-1 here to the visitors. Gutierrez got it wrong again. Their inaccurate pass given away. Here come the Stealth trying to keep their cool and clinch their spot into the divisional round. Should they make it there, they will face the Green Galaxy, though. It should be a thrilling showdown. Somehow Sahid's kept this ball in. Stealth playing a little bit of keep away. No real attacking menace, but suddenly now they are on the attack with Chavez. Balmamir. Wide to Cayetto. Can he find a moment of magic to seal the game? PT defending him really well, but unfortunate bounce. Has it back with Cayetto. Ibai Viteri to win it! Carlinhos saves it this time. That's going to wrap things up here from the rookie. Nice strike. Rode it in the way. Can't get a touch. Carlinhos just enough to push it wide. Troy had to take this corner. 10 minutes to play here. Still down to 10 men, and the lead still intact for the visiting Stealth. Good ball in as well. Ulysses to head it. Oh, it's going to be a penalty! It's Gutierrez. It's been an awful game for him. And it's a horrible, horrible moment to end his season. That's Diego Maradona-esque. The hand is up in the air there. You can see why it's been given. And Ibai Viteri, the rookie, who's only missed once from the spot in 5 tries all season, with a chance to win it for his side here from 12 yards. Ibai Viteri up against Carlinhos. He's done it! Game over! The Olympians are down and out, and the Stealth are moving on. The NSC South will have 3 teams in the divisional round. cool as you like from Viteri from the spot. He has been outstanding. Not a great penalty. Carlinhos, once again, maybe could do better here. Always tough from the spot, but doesn't even move really till the ball's past him. And it looks like the Olympian season is going to break, or end in heartbreak. Once again, playoff elimination. It has 2 straight seasons where they qualified for the playoffs and then lost their first game, it seems. It is now or never. They've got to score, and that's not going to do it. Kanecevic giving away. Always going to be a tough task. Again, the lowest qualifying team down in 15th place, the Olympians, so some arguments say they shouldn't even be here by all rights, but gave it a go. Not good enough at the end of the day, and Carlinhos makes the save. Corner to come for the Stealth again, but this game is over. 3-1 lead with 5 minutes to play. And there's no way back at this juncture. Such a missed opportunity as well. The Stealth down to 10 men since the early stages, and they can't capitalize. It has been a disappointing performance. And Viteri's day is done. Lucas Juanito comes into the match. So the Stealth set to play the Green Galaxy on one side of the division, and means the Pioneers and the Stealth, or the Terminators, will square off in the other game. So 3 out of those 4 teams again will be from the same conference. This header from Kuge. Ooh, and Argueta's down. Trying to win the foul, didn't get it. He's back up now. Emmanuel Cairo back to De Mesquites. Can have a hit from here, and he might do! Good save from Carlinhos to keep it from getting out of hand. We've got one more divisional clash coming up for you in just a moment. The Pink Nightmare and the Scouts should be a really good battle. The Scouts, the number 4 team, but became the 5th seed as a result of the wild card settings. The Pink Nightmare on a 6-game win streak in the 4 seed. Should be a fun battle there in Chicago. This one evenly matched in the first half, of the Stealth have pulled away by a margin of 2 goals in the second, as they did in week 8. Olympians now have the final seconds of their season playing out ahead of them with no real hope of coming back in this game. Argueta. Petrovic. To Nima. Disappointing ball, disappointing day from him. And this Olympians attack just has not been good enough today. Crookshank, the only one who can really hold his head high despite poor form of his season. He's played well today when it's mattered, and the rest of his team have not. Florida wins it back well. 6 minutes of added time. Got to go forward right now. Got to score 2 quick goals here if they want anything from this game. Here's Nima. Behind for Gutierrez. And Sahid in the way again. Looking a little bit lackluster. Could be some changes coming into next season in the free agent market for the Olympians for sure. Looking to bolster their attack and probably their defense as well. I think they're just a few key pieces away from being a really special team. Stealth, on the other hand, seem to have figured it out. Despite that 4-game losing streak leading up to the playoffs, they make it 2 wins in a row here now. And despite being down to 10 men, they've got good depth at the midfield position, so they can bring in a couple other players, despite Gonzalo going to be missing the next game due to the red card. Argueta. Nima. Not been his day. Gave it away again. Questions about his future here. Signed on a 1-year deal. Have to see if they decide they want to keep him or not. And Mamir couldn't get it away. Shantulu pinches it back, though, waiting for the full-time whistle now. Should come at any moment. And there it is. The referee's seen enough. 3-1 to the Stealth, despite being down to 10 men. Another upset. We've gone 3 out of 3 so far. The 5 seed topples the 4 seed, following the suit of the other matches in the National Soccer League playoffs so far. We got one more game to see if that trend will continue when the Scouts take on the Chicago Pink Nightmare in our final game of the Wildcard Round in just a moment. We'll leave you here with the full match highlights from this one. Back to the studio for an in-between segment in our final game of the first 4 of playoffs.
Welcome back, National Soccer League fans. The Stealth pulling away in that second half as we thought they might. 3-1, another upset, 3 in a row here in the wildcard round. The 5 seed takes on the 4 seed. But Morgan, what can you say about the Olympians' performance in the season as a whole?
I mean, I think we can all agree the reality of the season and the standings really caught up with them at the end. But you can't deny that they gave it a go. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of their performance, and hopefully they can see a little bit more improvement next year.
Yeah, interesting situation. Certainly a team in transition, but again, with the Silverbacks and Conductors having the tough seasons they have, they could have a good chance to get back into the playoffs very soon. So hopefully we'll be seeing better from the Olympians next year. As for the Stealth, they have to keep in mind that they can't let these 2 wins get to their head. Again, against a second-string Scouts roster and the worst qualifying team in the playoffs, they were kind of scrappy wins, so they're going to have a much tougher test on their hand next week in the Green Galaxy, but still, nonetheless, good to get a road win today because they're going to have to get used to playing on the road from here on out in the rest of the playoff bracket if they want to keep going. That'll conclude our coverage from the first of 2 wildcard games tonight. We've got one more to bring you out of the entire 4 sequence of wildcard games. The final and probably the most anticipated of the bunch, the Pink Nightmare in the Scouts, closing off our action. We'll have that back on the live stream for you in just a moment here, but that concludes our coverage from this time, and we'll pass it over to our folks for the next game. See you in a short while.